What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be my draft class rankings for the 2026 NFL Draft. I was going to make a quick little big board video before the draft, but I didn't really have the time to, and I got behind. I made a community post about it if you want to see my top 100 at least, but I am at least going to do this video where I rank each and every draft class from the 2026 NFL Draft. We're going to start from the bottom, the 32nd, to the first. And as you can see on the screen, it's going to be the Rams in last place because what the fuck is this draft? Quite frankly. I mean, we have Ty Simpson at 13. Not only did I not have him as a first rounder, I had him as borderline a day 2 quarterback, at least like a round 3 quarterback. And they took him first round at number 13. When next year's quarterback class is supposed to be, as of right now, pretty good. When you can take a better flyer, and you don't know how long. Maybe Stafford's only got a year, so you want Ty Simpson to sit for a year. But if Stafford has more than 1 year, you might as well just take a quarterback in the next year's draft, especially when you're in win now mode right now. And Devontae's probably gone next year, or at least really soon. You could take Mekhi Lemon. You could, I guess he was the only receiver to take at that point, which I think everyone thought he was going to take, or the Rams were going to take, but they did not. They took Ty Simpson. And then they never really made up for it. I'm not going to fault a 7th round pick. Team Keenan in the 7th round, that's fine. CJ Daniels, he's not very good, but he's a 6th round pick, so who really cares? Max Clare, when you already have 4 tight ends, 3 tight ends on the roster? You're going to run 4 tight ends? Sure, why not? Run a 41, 14, whatever. Like, sure. Max Clare's a fine pick. Why are the Rams taking him? And then Keegan Trost, that's the only pick of the Rams that I actually kind of like. So, we're starting it off with the worst draft class to me, which is the Rams. I don't know what this is. Our next tier area are just kind of like, what are we doing? What are we thinking? Where there's at least one really good pick that I like. And this is the Jacksonville Jaguars draft. For that, it would be Emmanuel Pregnon. Now, everyone hates the Borkercher pick. I mean, I might have a little Husker bias left over, but he's not a bad player. Obviously, he's not a bad player. It's just so early to take him. You know, like, I just don't know why they took him so early is my thing. And then they took Tanner Koziel in the 5th round. Are Brenton Strange stocks down or is he fine? I guess we don't know. They didn't take any other players that I liked in this draft. Like, I was not a Wesley Williams fan, super early for him. Jalen Husky, I didn't really get to at all. Regis, 3rd round, it's fine, whatever. Josh Cameron, 6th round, that's solid, I guess. But who is this? Who is this? And who is this? I know it's 6th and 7th round players, but I mean, come on, man. So yeah, I liked what Gladstone did in the last draft. Not a huge fan of this one. Our next draft class, it's the same tier as the Jaguars. It's the Arizona Cardinals. Now, this one's a little different. I don't mind the Jeremiah Love pick. I don't know if I like the Cardinals taking Jeremiah Love. I love the Basantis pick. It's like perfect value, perfect. The rest of this draft, outside of maybe Sherrar and Caleb Proctor, the rest of this draft's kind of just whatever. This pick right here, the Carson Beck pick, is insane to me. You're taking him round 3, the first pick of the 3rd round, mind you. I think he was the 3rd quarterback off the board? He's just not good at all, and he's old. So he's going to compete. Is he going to start at some point? That's not a good idea. But I don't think Jacoby Brissett's meant to start the entire season. The Beckett 65 round round 3, first pick of the 3rd round is just crazy to me. But other than that, I mean, the first 2 picks are fine, and the rest is just kind of whatever. It's just that Carson Beck pick taints this draft class so bad. Next tier up is the draft classes that, well, they could be worse. Starting with the Seattle Seahawks. I do not like the Jadarian Price pick. I'm not a huge Jadarian Price guy to begin with. Taking him round 1, I get its need. I don't like it that much. I like the Bud Clark pick. I've been a Bud Clark guy for a bit now. The rest of this draft is just kind of whatever, Manuel Henderson in the 6th round is fine. Bo Stevens round 5 I like. Andre Fuller round 7, like Julian Neal. I'm just not crazy about any of these guys. I mean, and by not, I just mean that it's probably they're taken about where they should be. So it's nothing like super crazy or anything. It's not necessarily a bad draft class. I just do not like the Jadarian Price pick. That's really why the Seahawks are in this tier right here, because I think it's just too early for him, even though they do need a running back. Next up is the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I do like the Harold Perkins flyer in round 6. I do like the Zachariah Branch pick, and I like the Avion Terrell pick. I'm not a Kendall Daniels guy. I don't know. I didn't get to Interior Thompson, and I mean the 7th round picks or whatever. The only reason they're this low is just because, I mean, obviously they don't have a premium 1st round pick. They have one premium pick, and that's it's like the 2nd round pick. So the value chance isn't there, so they suffer from that. I think if they got this pick better for me at least, I'd have them ranked higher. But as it stands, this I have them in this tier. And again, not a bad draft. I like Avion Terrell a lot. I like Zachariah Branch a lot. The Kendall Daniels pick brings it down for me when it's like, I know it's not a high value pick in the 4th round, but it's their 3rd highest value potential pick. And I don't know if they really nailed it, but it's still a better draft than the ones that we've went over so far. Next up, I have the Tennessee Titans. Now, I don't necessarily hate it because they still got good players. I like Carnell. Carnell Tate's a good player. Pat Coogan down here in round 6, he's a good player. Kanak in round 7, I like that. Anthony Hill, a little early for me. He should have been like round 3, round 4. Keldrick Falk, I get it. I get the pick. I'm not a Keldrick Falk person. He's good at stopping the run. He's not really good at anything else. He's not very athletic. He's only 20, so you can mold him still. But that's why I said I get it. I'm just not a Keldrick Falk guy. Obviously, and then we got Nick Singleton, Carmona. Nick Singleton around 5 is fine. He's never taken that extra step that he's needed to take. I don't know if he's going to be doing much in the Titans backfield, but again, they got good players. It's just the value. Like Carnell Tate at 4 is just weird. Keldrick Falk, I would have taken him around 2 personally. Anthony Hill, a little early. If you take some of these players later on, I like the draft class better. But it's just the value for me is just a little bit weird for where the players were picked at. But it's not a bad draft. They got good players, so I can't be mad at it. If you want to talk about a team that maximized their value, I bring you to the Denver Broncos. Tyler Onyedum is probably my least favorite pick, and I still don't even hate the pick. Jonah Coleman, round 4, good. Casey, round 4, good. Justin Jolie, round 5, good. Dallin Bentley and Red Murdoch, round 7, really good. So I really like this draft class. Again, they're just in this tier because they suffer from not having any real premium picks. So obviously you're not going to get the best players in the draft or have a chance at a really good player. But again, for maximizing value purposes, Broncos did a really, really nice job. Next tier we have is starting with the Indianapolis Colts. It's a tier where it's like, their draft's nothing crazy. There's not any really necessarily bad picks. Maybe there is one bad pick, but it's canceled out by a really good pick. The Colts have Bryce Betcher round 4. Really like that pick. CJ Allen round 2. That's a fine pick, I guess. AJ Halsey, I like that pick. I don't hate any of these picks. Deion Burks round 7 is really good value. Again, I don't hate any of these picks. The draft's just nothing crazy. Sticking with the AFC South, we have the Houston Texans. Again, Keelan Rutledge, I like. He's going to play center for them. Caden McDonald, I really like. He's going to play D tackle for them. I do not like the Marlon Klein pick, and that's why they're this low. Because the rest of this draft is fine. Aiden Fisher, round 7, I like that. The rest is whatever, but the Marlon Klein pick is what brings them down a little bit, especially because I really like their first 2 picks. So the Marlon Klein pick is why it's low. Again, it's just early for me. I see him as like round 4, round 5, maybe. They took him round 2. Same with the Borkercher pick. Like, he'd be round 5, round 6, round 4, whatever. And they took him round 2. I get it. The blocking tight end, I get it. That's just early for me to take primarily blocking tight end in round 2. Next up, we have a team that was in one of my top drafts last year. Is my team, the New England Patriots. Nothing crazy this year, and I'm fine with it. I don't hate this draft class that we put together. Caleb Lomu, who I don't know if he's going to play, which is kind of weird to take him round 1 if he's not going to play. The rest of this draft is, it's pretty much fine. I don't know who Karen Prunty is, so that threw me off. Other than that, I like Raritan. Good, I like it. Gabe, I think is it Yakis? I thought it was Gabe Jacobs, but people keep saying it different, so I guess I'm wrong. I would assume that I'm wrong with saying that. Cronover, Obiazor, I think that's how you say that too. I don't know. I apologize if I'm wrong, by the way. Baron Morton, like a 7th round quarterback, who cares? Kind of, whatever. Again, I like this draft. It's what this tier is. It's nothing crazy. Another year, another very Detroit Lions draft for the Detroit Lions. Blake Miller, round 1. That's fine. Derek Moore, round 2. That's really good. Jimmy Rolder, Keith Abney, great value. Probably their steal in this draft class. Kendrick Law, not a fan of. He's barely draftable for me, to be honest. Skylar Gill-Howard, round 6, brings it right back to being good. So, again, nothing too crazy, but a very solid draft class for the Detroit Lions overall. Next up is the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Cassius Howell, good for them. Takerio Davis, good. Couple offensive line flyers. I like both Connor Lew and Brian Parker. I honestly would swap where they were picked, me personally, for my rankings. Not a Colby Young guy. That's the only pick in this draft that I do not like. I'm just not a Colby Young guy. Really, any Georgia receiver that's not Zachariah Branch, I didn't really have as a draftable player. Colby Young might have been the closest one, but it would have been like round 7. But again, draft's really solid. There's just one player that I don't really like that much, and the rest is good. And Jack Endry's round 7. I didn't even talk about that. That's really good value also. I mean, yeah, the rest of this draft, very solid. But again, nothing crazy. A draft that I thought was kind of weird, but then looking at it again, I kind of like. Again, it's in the nothing crazy tier. I would have done it differently if I was the Vikings. I would not have taken Caleb Banks. I probably would have taken a corner or a safety or something. Jake Golday, round 2, really good. I like that. Dominique Orange, round 3. I like. Bit weird to take double down on D tackle, but it's 2 good players. So, and Caleb Banks has injury questions, which again is another reason why I don't know if I would have taken him round 1. So you take Dominique Orange to kind of like supplement, I guess. Caleb Tiernan, round 3. Maybe a smidge early, but I'm not going to complain about it. Jacoby Thomas, round 3. Max Bredesen, he's a fullback, but he kind of just does a lot of things. So he could be used in a bunch of different ways. Charles Demings, Damon Claiborne, Gavin Gearhart, any relation to Toby Gearhart? I don't actually know. But there's another Gearhart in the Vikings building. Again, nothing crazy. a bit of a weird draft to me, but it's still solid. Like, I like this whole draft. I like where all the players were taken. You know, I like it all. It's just kind of weird to me. I might have done this differently if I was the Vikings. Our last team in this tier, and they would have been higher if they didn't take Dejon Stribling, round 2, the first pick of the second round. That's way too early for him to me. But I like Romello Height. I like Kalen Black, a classic Shanahan move to take a running back. The McVay tight end and the Shanahan running back. Every single draft. Don't understand. Grayson Halton, Carver Willis, Price Hawk. The rest of this draft, really good value. Why are we taking Stribling over the other receivers that were on the board? Zachariah Branch. I'm drawing blanks on the rest of them, but there's so many other way better receivers on the board than Stribling to me. Maybe they're looking for something specific that he can do, but I'm sure there's a player in this draft that I like better at doing that. So, like field stretching, Zachariah Branch, even though he struggles to get open downfield, but again, I don't know what Stribling brings that made him want to take him round 2, but I could be proven wrong. Kind of hope I am. So we'll see. But again, it's the nothing crazy tier. I like the draft. It's just so early to me for drafting Stribling that early. Even if you swap Stribling and Romello Height, this draft class probably moves up a little bit. It's just Stribling that early to me is just weird, and I'm not a fan of it. The Miami Dolphins lead us into our second tier of a job well done. Even though I think they had 2 of the worst picks in the whole draft. Caden Proctor at 12 is ridiculous. That's way too early. Is he playing? I hope not. That's just not. I do not like that. I'm not a huge Caden Proctor guy. I mean, he's fine, but 12th overall is crazy. Love the Chris Johnson pick. Love the Jacob Rodriguez pick. Caleb Douglas, round 3, when to me he was borderline a draftable player. You took a better receiver twice, Kevin Coleman and Chris Bell, both better receivers than Caleb Douglas. So if you move Caleb Douglas here, you just flip-flop those 2 picks. Again, it's a job well done. You flip even these 2 picks, it's a job well done. Even these 2 picks, it's a job well done. Like, if these 2 picks weren't here, this would be another tier up in the draft classes. Kyle Lewis, phenomenal value in the 4th round. Michael Taff, good in the 5th round. DJ Campbell, good in the 6th round. Llewellyn, good for the 7th round. Like, the rest of this draft is really good. It's just these 2 picks leave a stain for me. I'm not even a crazy Merrick. I think that's how you say that guy. But round 3 is not the worst. I might have taken him round 4, like day 3, but it's not the worst. Just these 2 picks bring this draft class down. They had a pretty up and down draft, and so they're only in the job well done tier instead of another tier up where they probably should be if you just move some picks around. But it's the Dolphins, so the draft's probably not going to be great, but I guess we'll see. I mean, they have a whole new staff there, and their roster has nothing. So actually, a lot of these rookies might even play a lot because their roster is so bad. They're probably my leading team to pick number 1 next year. So we will see what happens. Just a little spoiler, this is the tier with the most teams in it. So next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. I like Monroe Freeling, Lee Hunter, Chris Brazzell. I mean, again, all these picks are really good. I like what they did in this draft. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Hecht, phenomenal value in round 5. There's not a single pick here I don't like. So it's a job well done for me. Similar to the Panthers and I guess the Broncos, it's just the Broncos had less value opportunity in their draft. It's the Packers up next. Cisse, McClellan, Dennis Sutton, Burton, Jackson. Again, I like all of these picks. I like all the picks. Good value for where they're at. Some even better value for where they're drafted at. Like McClellan could have went earlier. Cisse could have almost snuck into round 1 or early round 2. Again, I like all these picks. It's a job well done. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens. They took Vega in round 1, Zion Young round 2, Surratt and Jacoby Lane, Hibner, Rivers. Again, I don't like all these picks, actually. I like all of these picks and these 2 picks. Even Surratt round 4 I'm fine with. I'm not a Jacoby Lane guy, personally. Round 3's early for me, but not too early for me. Like, I see the appeal. I just think they took kind of 2 of the same receiver. You took Lane and Surratt. That's kind of the similar. They have a similar skill set. I guess they're far enough away where you can take both of them back to back. And I know they're looking for just a guy, right? Because they have Zay Flowers. They just need a guy to catch balls downfield. They both can. I guess just whoever sticks. It's dart throws kind of, but outside of really the Jacoby Lane pick, I like this whole draft. Chandler Rivers round 5 I think is phenomenal value. I like Rayshon Benny round 7. He could have went earlier. The draft's just good. Zion Young could have snuck into round 1. Just a good draft for the Ravens. As much as I don't like it, the Cowboys did have a good draft. You know, they lucked into Caleb Downs. They got Malachi Lawrence in round 1. He a little early, but he's a fine round 1 pick. And then they got Jayshon Barham. They double dipped in edge, but they need edge, and Barham can kind of flex between edge and linebacker. So he's not a pure edge necessarily. Drew Shelton's the only pick that I'm kind of like, just because it's kind of early for me. And I know it's round 4, but it's still kind of early. The rest of the draft, again, I really like. It's a good draft. They did a good job. Next up, we have the New Orleans Saints, who drafted a whole new wide receiver room with Jordan Tyson, Barian Brown, and Bryce Lance. I like the Tyson Lane. I like all of those receivers, by the way. Like, I'm pretty high on all of those receivers. Lorenzo Styles, round 5. He's pure to speed, not much else. TJ Hall, Jeremiah Wright. I didn't really get to, but from what I understand, like consensus-wise, that's a fine pick. Delp, round 3. Love it. Christian Miller. Love that. Love that pick, too. Again, job well done for a reason. They had a really good draft. It's just really funny to me that they drafted a whole new wide receiver room. And I guess you kind of have to if your main receivers are Jordan Tyson and Chris Olave, because who knows how often they'll be on the field at all, let alone like together. Just because it's the hospital ward receiver room. I say that as a joke, of course. I hope people can understand that. Next is the Chargers. Mesidor, round 1. Yes, he's old. Depending on the team he went to would depend if I liked it. And I like him on the Chargers because the Chargers are trying to win games. And he's going to help them win games. I like the Jake Slaughter pick. Again, I like all of these picks. Slaughter really early round. Again, it's a good draft. My least favorite pick is their last pick, and it's round 6, so I don't care that much that it's a player I'm not too fond of. Travis Burr. I mean, yeah, you took 4 offensive linemen in the draft. I think they're trying to make protecting Justin Herbert their main priority, which they should, because he has not been protected at all for the last, really his whole career. And some of that's injuries, which is why you draft. They have Harkey listed as a guard here. This is the NFL.com website, by the way. But he played tackle, I think. At least a little bit of tackle in college. So you got kind of 2-ish tackles. And, you got to just hope that they're healthy on the offensive line. And even if they are, their offensive line still really just, they're 2 tackles. So you draft interior like they did. And yeah, the Chargers are protecting Justin Herbert. That's the moral of the draft. And that's a good thing. Next up, we have the Washington, D.C. Commanders. Again, value not really there, just because 1, 3, and then day 3. Sonny Styles, though, falling to them at 7 is just like you can't ask for anything else. Antonio Williams, round 3, I really like. Joshua Josephs, round 5. Again, not a single bad pick except maybe Cal Manis, but it's a 7th round quarterback. So, again, I don't really care. We have the Bears up next. Dylan Thieneman falling to them at 25 is just like witchcraft. Like, that was crazy. Logan Jones, I really like. Sam Roush, really like. Early for Xavier Thomas. For me, he's like should be down here. But again, I like the rest of these picks. Vandenberg as a flyer in round 6, I'm cool with. Just a good draft. And to round out our job well done tier, we have the Las Vegas Raiders. They took Fernando Mendoza, the biggest shocker of the draft, round first overall. Stukes, a little early for Crawford, but it's about where he should go, I guess. Probably anyway. Probably just taking him down here somewhere. Trey Zune. Whoever this round 4 pick 1 was, it was gonna be Jermon McCoy, and he might not play his first year. I hope it's not a Caleb Farley situation. That's kind of what teams are wary of, I think. It's looking like it might be, which really sucks if that's the case because Jermon McCoy is so good. So I hope he could play. He's not. I don't think he's playing this year, but hopefully he can play next year. Then they took Mike Washington, Dalton Johnson, Masses, Benson, Cleveland. It's a really good haul. Day 3 kind of makes up for a bit of a weird round 3. But again, I like all these picks. They had a job well done. Highest team ranked in our job well done tier is the Las Vegas Raiders. Up next is our nails tier, the teams that nailed the draft. We're starting with the Buffalo Bills in this tier. They drafted TJ Parker, Igbinosun a bit early, but you don't have a pick in round 3, so I guess it's fine. Skylar Bell, day 3, marvelous value, and he's going to be really good, I think, for this team. Jalen Kilgore, round 5, day 3, beautiful value. L Arms or beautiful value. Just 3 beautiful value picks back to back to back. I like Toriano Pride, so getting him in round 7, good for me. Zane Durant, round 5. Not a single bad pick to me. I like all these players that they took. Again, just a little early for Igbinosun, but it kind of makes sense with the draft capital that they had. And they traded out of the first round, 3 times, I think, was it? So, and they ended up with TJ Parker. That's pretty good. Next up is the team that had Mekhi Lemon ripped out of their hands by the Eagles. It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So instead of Mekhi Lemon, they took Max Ihenachor, which is fine. That's good. They needed tackle. They took Jeremy Bernard. Limited upside to me, but he's still going to be a good player, I think. I actually really like the Drew Aller pick. I think he's... I think I had him at his... I think he was my 3rd quarterback in the draft, and they took him in round 3. He doesn't have to start. I'm interested to see how he develops because I just don't know if Penn State's offense was friendly to him. He might be he has a chance of being a better pro than a better college athlete. He does have mechanical issues. He has legit issues, but they can be coached out. And if they are, he has the pure talent to be good. So I'm very interested to see if Drew Aller does end up working out with the Steelers. I love the Everett and Jennings Dunker picks right after him. They had a really good day 2, if you ask me. And then day 3, kind of just your whatever day. Eli Heidenreich, round 7. Again, another do-it-all guy. Sure, why not? Noah Kowski can honestly play fullback. But again, in round 5, it's fine. My least favorite pick is probably Weegan, just because I don't know what he's really going to do. It seems like you spent round 4 on a returner, which I guess is fine. It's just, I don't expect him to play much on offense, like legit offense. Again, to me, they nailed this draft, though. Ironically enough, our next team is the Philadelphia Eagles. We have Mekhi Lemon, Eli Stowers. We're Mekhi Lemon's a bit weird to me because I don't know who's going to play in the slot. They have Hollywood Brown, Mekhi Lemon, and Devontae Smith. All three of them, Devontae Smith can play outside, but I think all three of them are probably better in the slot. So I guess we'll see who plays slot. I would assume it's Mekhi Lemon, but that's the only weird part to me. It's a bit early for Markel Bell, but there was a tackle run, so they probably felt they needed to take one. Cole Payton, I like for round 5 for sure. Anyway, the rest of their draft picks, they took the flyer on the freak. That is you are Bernard. Cole Wisniewski, round 7, really good value. But yeah, these first 2 picks are what sends this draft home. Like, I like both of these a lot. So, again, they nailed it. The final team in this tier is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They lucked into Ruben Bain. Josiah Trotter, a smidge early for an early second-round pick. I guess mid kind of second-round pick. But I like the player, so I'm not going to be too mad at it. Ted Hurst, Keontae Scott. Not a single bad draft pick except maybe Bauer Sharp. He was not really draftable, but it's a 6th-round pick. So I'm not going to be upset about it. Again, to me, they nailed this draft, and it's partially because they did luck into Ruben Bain. I don't know if that happened. I don't know if I'd have him drafting this high. But even if a team lucks into a player, they still have to take them. Unfortunately, as we start our I labeled the tier Wizardry, and I'm going to show the full tier list at the end of the video, because these are the teams that I think had almost like picture-perfect drafts. The Chiefs, unfortunately, I think had a pretty picture-perfect draft. Obviously, it's a little bit of Husker bias, but I just really like Emmett Johnson. The only player, I didn't know much about Jaden Kennedy. I'm kind of sold on him. He'll play slot, I'm sure. He'll play nickel. Peter Woods, I think the thing with Peter Woods, he has the athletic ability of being around one. He just kind of doesn't know what he's doing, and his technique's kind of not there. And part of that, I think, is just because every single player on Clemson 2025, their tape's pretty bad. And part of it's that. The same thing happened like 2 years ago, where it's just like the tape's really bad for the year that they're drafted, but the year before is really good. I don't know what it is about Clemson. They have a weird like vortex there. But yeah, R. Mason Thomas, really good. Mansour Delani, really good pick. Just perfect draft. I kind of struggled with my top 3 in terms of like ordering them. But in third, I have the Giants. Arvell Reese and Francis Maui Noah. What a haul in the first round. Like, this is phenomenal. Reese is listed at edge, but he can play linebacker, and I'm sure that they're going to have him play linebacker because their linebackers are really bad. Colton Hood, round 2. Malachi Fields, round 3. Maybe they could have taken a D-tackle up here, but, like, this is like these picks right here are really good. Maybe it's early for Malachi Fields too, but it's round 3 receivers. I'm fine with him going to round 3. Not crazy high on Fields, but I like his tools, you could say. I mean, yeah, this is just a really good draft, and part of it is because, yeah, they got Reese and Maui Noah, but they took Reese and Maui Noah. Sometimes, we've seen before, teams do not take the players that they luck into falling to them. They just don't for whatever reason. Teams got to still make the picks, and the Giants did a really good job. Now, next up is the other New Jersey team, and it's the Jets. David Bailey, 2nd overall. Like that a lot. I kind of was hoping for them. I'm glad they didn't take Arvell Reese, I'm still upset that the Patriots have to play against David Bailey twice a year. Rather play him than Reese, I think. I don't want to see Reese develop as a Jet. I like Arvil Reese. I like Sadiq too, which is why I'm kind of upset he went to the Jets. I think if they did not take Omar Cooper, the Sadiq pick would be worse. But they definitely had a plan. They're like, hey, we want the really good freak athlete tight end to be a weapon in our offense. And they still made sure they had a receiver. They got Omar Cooper, which I like a lot. So it'll be Garrett Wilson, Omar Cooper, Kenyon Sadiq. Those are great weapons. And they can take a quarterback next year because they're going to need to, because Geno is their quarterback now. And they got D'Angelo Pons on day 2. Really good. Literally his only issue is that he's like 5'8", 5'9". If he was 5'10", if he was like 5'11", he'd be a first-round corner. He'd probably be top 10. But his only issue is that he's so small that it's going to be hard for him to play outside. And that's where he's the best at. They take Cade Klubnik round 4. He might play. He'll at least be a backup because is he better than Brady Cook? He's about the same as Brady Cook, actually. So maybe he doesn't play if Geno gets hurt or just is bad. But yeah, this whole draft is good. And honestly, I think after day 1, they might have been my number 1, except after day 3, the Cleveland Browns took the crown for me, for sure. The only weird pick to me that they had is Taylon Green. They already have like 3 or 4 quarterbacks on that team, and so they're just like, let's take another one that's not at all ready to actually be a starter in the league. Like Taylon Green needs to sit for like 3 years, like completely refine his mechanics. He's a freak. He's an athlete. He's a project player. I just don't know if I ever see him actually being a full-time starter in the league. But again, Joe Royer, Carson Ryan, Justin Jefferson, Brailsford, a great day 3 haul. Austin Barber, Spencer Fano, Casey Concepcion, Denzel Boston, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. Probably the best 4-pick stretch in the entire draft. Even Austin Barber, like the day 1 and 2 Browns, perfect draft, really. If you're walking away with Emmanuel McNeil Warren round 2, this is like mid to late round 2 too. This was crazy. I don't know how he got this far down there. I get safety positional value is not high, but he's such a good player. Denzel Boston round 2, Casey Concepcion, 2 receivers that have 2 different skill sets. If you're going to double dip a receiver, you should probably get, unless you're really in need of a certain specific receiver archetype, taking 2 receivers that have different skill sets is the way to do it. And Concepcion and Boston do. There's a funny joke that they took Concepcion and they still have Jerry Jeudy. So who's actually going to catch passes for them? We don't really know. Nice little funny joke there that I was seeing floated around. But yeah, Fano, Concepcion, Boston, McNeil Warren. Yeah, just the best draft to me. Not a single bad pick, just the weird Taylon Green pick in round 6. It's round 6 though, and you're betting on an athlete. Again, it's just the Browns. The Browns taking him. But yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will show the tier list now, I guess, as I outro the video so you guys can look at it. They are ordered on there. Where the tiers are from top to bottom as we just went through them. So you can see the tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video once again, and I will see you guys whenever the next one is.